Listen, I understand the feeling that you're going through, and I understand the situation that you're in right now. It feels like absolutely no one cares to listen to your music. It feels like building a fan base is almost a hopeless goal that you're facing, and you just want people to listen to your music. You just want to be heard. You just want to be like these rappers who are blowing up in front of your eyes, but you still remain sitting there with no sort of plan, no sort of results to your name, and just honestly a feeling of hopelessness. For the past 6 years of my life, I've dedicated most of my time to studying people like Ian, Yeat, Lil Mabu, and rappers like this. I've read books on things like psychology, marketing, manipulation, branding, and I have also even personally worked with multiple artists that I have taken from zero and scaled them to 100K plus monthly listeners on Spotify because of the advice that I've given them. In this video, I'm going to give you some of the most important learning lessons that I've learned in the past 6 years so that you can take them for completely free, apply them to your life, and you can actually see the fucking results that you want to see with building your music fan base. So with that being said, let's get into it. Tip 1 is please prioritize the actual product before you ever try to get eyeballs on it. Now, if you don't know what product is, it's a term in business, and it's essentially just the thing that you're trying to market. Let's say that we were selling fucking milk, okay? If we were trying to sell milk, we wouldn't start by making the shittiest milk possible and then trying to get people to come and buy it, and just, that's not how we would do it. We would try to make the best milk possible and then do marketing and get eyeballs onto it. If you just try to put out a shitty song, you can actually make it go viral, but the problem is, even if it does go viral, I promise you it will only be a very short-term virality that is just going to spike up and it's going to go away because you haven't actually built a good product. So your product is your music. So please, for the love of God, make sure your music is good. And once it's good, you will see that building a fan base is actually way easier than it looks. Like, it seems contradictory and you probably are doubting me when I say that, but if your music is really good, you won't have problems pulling numbers. Tip 2 is pay attention to your negative beliefs. Now, this is something that when I was new, no YouTuber talked about it. And if you've never heard of this and you don't know what it is, and this is a completely new concept to you, it is not your fault. The problem is that none of the YouTubers that you watch for this music marketing stuff, they don't talk about it because they like to focus on the external world and getting the results when the results come from the internal world. So what beliefs are, is they're essentially just a lens that you view the world through. So let's say, for example, you have the lens or the belief that building a music fan base is too saturated. You think that it's just too many people trying, so you can't do it. What's going to happen for you is, because you hold that belief, you are actually going to view the world by seeking out to confirm what you believe so that you can remain believing that certain thing. Meaning that you're only going to see people who are struggling from like saturation. Like, that's what you're only going to see. You're never going to see the fact that there are hundreds of new artists blowing up every single month, and you could be one of them. Tip number 3, this is probably the most important advice that I can give you, is spam short form content. There's just no other avenue, there's no other vehicle, there's no other method that's going to get you better results than just doing short form content. Now, I'm not going to go into detail of like the psychological aspects or the virality aspects or any of that like technical stuff, because I do that specifically in my private community. Inside of my private community, which is the first link in the description, you can get access to my Fanbase Accelerator course, where I literally dive into all of the specific details that there is to going viral in short form content. This is how people like Jake, Lil Mabu, Ian, and even I have pulled multiple hundreds of thousands of views on their short form content, which all leads to getting more streams on your music and building a fan base. So if you're interested in that, like I said, you can get access today with the first link in the description. Number 4 is something, once again, not a lot of people talk about in this whole music marketing niche. Focus on your mental mental health. Now, when I say this, I'm not speaking in the way of telling you like just give yourself a break if you feel like you need it. If you're posting too much content and you feel like, oh, this is just too overwhelming, I'm going to stop posting content for a week. That's not what I'm saying. But actually what I'm saying is that you need to shift your mindset from this looking on the external world and looking at the results that you're getting. So let's say you start posting short form content for 2 weeks and you are constantly looking at the results that you're getting. You're looking at your streams, you're looking at the numbers your videos are pulling, you're looking at the performance of your latest videos, and that's how you judge your progress. You start to revolve all of your mental health around the numbers on the screen, and this literally will fuck your mental so bad it is unexplainable. You don't judge it based on the algorithm, whatever it wanted to give you for views that day. You don't base it on how much money you're making. You don't base it on that stuff because you don't control that. What you control is, like I mentioned earlier, you control the internal and you control the work that you put in. Now, if you do start to get stuck in this like little treadmill of like, oh, my views they're not pulling, or this month is so bad for views, I'm falling off, and you start to get in this mental loop, really take the time to focus on gratitude and where you've actually come from. Look at just where you've made it so far, because it'll really help you in the long run. Now, don't get complacent because that's a very bad idea, but also don't let the low dips in numbers. Sometimes if a video doesn't perform, do not let it ruin your mood, because it literally just gives a negative feedback loop, and more than likely you'll just stop working if you start to get so ungrateful and you start to get so negative. If this video helped you at all, follow my Instagram on screen right here, DM me and let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.